Have you ever wondered what happens inside a plant when it's bitten or cut? What if, beneath that calm exterior, there's a flurry of activity we can't see or hear? We see plants as silent, passive beings, but science is revealing a hidden world of activity. Plants are constantly sensing, reacting, and adapting to their environment, even though we rarely notice. They stand in the sun, drink the rain, and seem still. But they're anything but. Beneath the surface, their cells are busy, communicating and responding to every change. When a caterpillar bites a leaf, or a gardener snips a branch, the plant responds. It's not just a passive reaction. It's a complex defense system springing into action. It's not a scream we can hear, but a sophisticated reaction unfolds inside its cells. Chemical signals race through the plant, warning other parts of the danger. Plants are far more aware of their surroundings than we once thought. They can detect subtle changes in light, temperature, and even vibrations. They sense light, touch, and even the presence of other living things. Some can even recognize the difference between a gentle breeze and the touch of an insect. Every blade of grass is a tiny factory, turning sunlight into energy and always on alert. Even the smallest plants are constantly monitoring their environment for threats and opportunities. When harmed, a plant's cells launch a complex chain of events. They send out distress signals, sometimes even alerting neighboring plants to prepare for danger. It's not just chemistry. There's a purpose, a drive to survive. Plants heal, adapt, and sometimes even change their growth patterns to avoid future harm. So is this just a reaction, or is it a form of feeling, a plant's version of pain? The answer isn't simple, but it opens up a fascinating debate. This question challenges our understanding of life itself. It asks us to reconsider what it means to be aware, to feel, or to suffer. It asks us to see plants not as background, but as active participants in the world. Their lives are intertwined with ours in ways we're only beginning to understand. The absence of a face or voice doesn't mean nothing is happening. Plants have their own language, written in chemistry and movement. Science is only beginning to uncover the extraordinary lives of plants. Each discovery reveals just how complex and remarkable these living beings truly are. Next time you see a houseplant or walk through a forest, remember, there's a silent world of struggle and survival happening all around us, every moment of every day. Plants are not just decoration, they're living, sensing, and responding every moment. Their quiet resilience shapes the world we live in. Their lives are hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to notice. If we pay attention, we might just glimpse their silent stories. The green world is alive with silent stories. Every leaf, every stem, is part of a vast, interconnected drama. Are we ready to listen? Plants don't have eyes or ears, and yet they experience the world in ways that are both subtle and extraordinary. Instead of traditional senses, they're masters of perception, constantly monitoring their surroundings. Leaves act as solar panels and sensors, detecting red, blue, and even invisible far-red light, gathering information about the world above and around them. This lets plants track the sun's path, sense the time of day, and even detect nearby competitors by the quality of light. Touch is vital too. A vine's tendrils sweep the air, searching for something to grasp, and when they find support, they coil tightly, anchoring the plant. These movements aren't random, they're calculated responses to the world, shaped by millions of years of evolution. Plants sense gravity, using tiny particles in their cells to know which way is up or down, guiding roots deep into the earth and stems toward the sky. Turn a plant sideways, and it will bend back toward the light, fighting gravity and reorienting itself with remarkable precision. Plants also know when they're damaged, instantly recognizing wounds or attacks. A torn leaf triggers immediate defense and repair, sending signals throughout the plant to heal and protect itself. There's no brain, but there is a network of communication running through every leaf, stem, and root, allowing plants to coordinate their responses. This system lets plants react to danger and protect themselves, sometimes even warning their neighbors. They're not just passive, they're aware, responsive, and always adapting to the ever-changing world. Even without nerves, plants sense and respond to their environment in remarkable ways, using a language all their own. Their awareness is silent, but it's powerful, shaping forests, fields, and even our own lives. Every plant is tuned into its surroundings, ready to act and adapt at a moment's notice. The world through a leaf's eyes is full of information and constant change, a silent symphony of signals and responses. Plants are always listening, always responding, always alive to the world around them. Their perception is a quiet marvel, a reminder that life is more aware than we often realize. When attacked, plants don't just sit back, they fight. Imagine a tomato plant. A caterpillar bites its leaf, and instantly, electrical signals race through the plant. These signals trigger chemical defenses, making leaves taste bitter or even toxic. Some plants go further, releasing scents that attract predators like parasitic wasps to deal with the attacker. It's chemical warfare, silent but effective. Pines ooze sticky resin to trap insects and prevent infection. Acacias pump tannins into their leaves to drive away hungry giraffes. Each plant tailors its defense to the threat. These are not passive victims, they're active survivors. Plants use a sophisticated arsenal to protect themselves. Their responses are targeted, rapid, and often ingenious. The plant world is a battleground, and every leaf is armed for survival. Plants are far from helpless. They're chemical strategists. Their first line of defense is always ready. Plants don't just defend themselves, they warn their neighbors. When attacked, a plant releases volatile organic compounds, chemical messages that drift through the air. Nearby plants detect these signals and prepare their own defenses before danger arrives. This isn't limited to one species. Sagebrush can warn wild tobacco, and both ramp up their chemical defenses. It's a form of eavesdropping. Plants listen in and act on the warnings. An attack on one plant can put an entire community on alert. The chemical language is complex, with different signals for different threats. Plants speak in sense, sharing news of danger and survival. This network of communication creates a community of awareness. The first plant may be sacrificed, but its warning helps others survive. Plants are not isolated. They're connected by invisible conversations. Their whispers on the wind are vital for survival. The language of plants is one of scent and strategy. We're only beginning to understand their silent messages. Plant communication isn't just above ground, it's hidden beneath our feet. Roots connect to a vast web of fungi, the mycorrhizal network, linking plants into a wood-wide web. Through this network, plants share nutrients and information. A large tree can send sugars to a shaded seedling, helping it survive. Warning signals about pests or drought travel underground, preparing neighbors before trouble arrives. Older trees act as hubs, nurturing and informing younger plants. This underground society is cooperative, not just competitive. Plants are social, interconnected, and supportive. The hidden fungal network reveals a new dimension of plant life. The forest is a living, communicating community. Plants are governed by a symphony of electrical and chemical signals. The Venus flytrap counts touches before snapping shut, showing a kind of memory without a brain. Hormones like auxin direct growth, bending stems toward light. Plants measure night length to time their flowering perfectly. Every action, defense, growth, reproduction, is orchestrated by internal signals. Plants coordinate their lives with remarkable precision. Their internal communication is constant and complex. Even without nerves, plants manage intricate behaviors. The plant's body is alive with information. This symphony of signals is the secret to their survival. Plants are silent conductors of their own lives. To ask if plants feel pain, we must first define what pain actually is and what it means to experience it. In animals, pain is made up of two essential parts: the physical sensation, called nociception, and the emotional experience that comes with it. Specialized cells called nociceptors detect damage and send signals to the brain, which then creates the conscious feeling of pain and distress. Plants have the first part. They can detect damage and respond with electrical and chemical signals, much like a warning system. But plants lack a brain or a nervous system to process these signals into feelings. They can't experience the emotional side of pain. There's no suffering, no distress, and no conscious awareness of harm. Their responses are complex and fascinating, but they are not conscious or felt in the way animals feel pain. Plants are aware of harm in their own way, but they don't feel pain as animals do, because they lack the machinery for suffering. Their reactions are all about survival and adaptation, not about emotion or conscious experience. The difference is fundamental. Plants sense and respond to their environment, but they do not suffer or feel pain as we understand it. Pain, as we know it, requires a mind capable of experiencing feelings and awareness. Plants are living, responsive, and incredibly adaptive, but not sentient in the way animals are. Their awareness is real, but it's not the same as feeling or suffering. Understanding this distinction is key to appreciating both the complexity of plants and the unique nature of animal experience. Plants are remarkable, but their experience of the world is fundamentally different from ours. Their world is one of reaction and adaptation, not of suffering or pain. The difference between reaction and feeling is crucial. When you touch a hot stove, your hand pulls away before you feel pain, a reflex. The pain comes after, when your brain processes the signal. Plants operate entirely in the realm of reflex. A caterpillar's bite triggers electrical and chemical responses, like a reflex arc. But there's no brain to turn this into suffering. Plants' responses are automatic, evolved survival mechanisms. They defend, communicate, and adapt, but without emotion. Words like scream or cry for help are metaphors. Plants release chemicals, not feelings. They're not unhappy or afraid. They're reacting. This doesn't make their abilities less impressive. In fact, it's extraordinary how much they achieve without a mind. Plants are masters of survival, not emotion. Their world is one of action, not feeling. Recognizing this makes their story even more fascinating. Plants are unique in their awareness. Their responses are a marvel of evolution. Plants don't feel pain as we do, but that doesn't make them unworthy of respect. They're dynamic, sensitive, and communicative, far from passive objects. Forests are not just timber, they're ancient, interconnected societies. Destroying a forest means silencing a complex network of life. Even a houseplant is a living, sensing organism, not just decoration. Understanding plants' secret lives can transform how we care for them. Gardening becomes a partnership, not just a chore. Plants have mastered survival without a brain or voice. They're the foundation of life, creating our oxygen and food. Their uniqueness deserves admiration. Learning about plants doesn't make them more like us. It reveals how extraordinary they truly are. The green world is alive, intelligent, and essential. For that, plants deserve our deepest respect.